Hello dear fans, friends and subscribers. Welcome to the cricket happening show as usual this on a Saturday. And well, as far as today's cricket happening show is concerned, yes, I'm going to start off from the qualifier to the match between Chennai Super Kings and Royal Challengers Bangalore. I had left you all, as you would remember, I had left you all with cricket updates yesterday on all the three matches. But right now, I'm going to just do a sort of a summary of all these matches, and yesterday's qualifier 2 resulted in Chennai Super Kings in fact defeating Royal Challengers Bangalore in a very comfortable manner with 3 wickets. They won by 3 wickets, and they are the ones who would be meeting the Mumbai Indians in the Pepsi Indian Premier League 2015 final tomorrow, and that would bring an end to the Pepsi Indian Premier League, and it would be interesting to see how this particular match pans out with Chennai Super Kings and Mumbai Indians crossing swords at each other tomorrow. So I'll be definitely talking about that match. And then, as you know, Pakistan saw their first taste of international cricket, as I said, and I had left you with update, and the conclusion was that Pakistan were the ones who won the match in a very comfortable manner by 5 wickets with 3 balls remaining in the first T20 match, and gave immense joy to the spectators, the Pakistani spectators who had gathered to watch the match at the Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore. After quite a long time, after a gap of 6 years, international cricket came to Pakistan, and Pakistan didn't disappoint. They won the match against Zimbabwe. And well, also today I'll be talking about a bit of yesterday. That is, we are talking about the Investec Test Series, the first Test match between England and New Zealand, where today New Zealand went on to pile up 523, took a 134 runs lead, with the principal contributor being Williamson, who went on to his 10th century in Test cricket, and one only shudders to think how many more centuries Williamson would score in Test cricket. Such is the mastery that he has over the bowling of the opposition. So that is something that, and England were 74 for 2 in reply in the second innings at close of play on the third day at the Lord's Cricket Ground. So that means that England are still trailing by 60 runs with 8 wickets remaining. But first, let's go down to the qualifier to Chennai Super Kings versus Royal Challengers Bangalore. Now, talking about this match, Royal Challengers Bangalore batted first, and well, barring Chris Gayle, who made 41 of 43 balls with 2 fours and 3 sixes, as I said, they lost the cream de la cream, Virat Kohli and AB de Villiers, pretty cheaply for 12 and 1 respectively. And after that, it was Sarfaraz Khan who played a good knock of 31 of 21 balls with 4 fours, and Karthik making 28 of 26 balls with 4 fours, who actually revived the Royal Challengers Bangalore innings, and at least they could get on to a defendable score of 139 for 8 of their 20 overs. David Rees was out for 12, Patel made 2, Stark was not out on 1. But let's have a look at the bowling. Now, Ashish Nehra was the man who really made it things pretty tight, and also Ravichandran Ashwin, operating in tandem with Ashish Nehra, made things pretty tight for the Royal Challengers Bangalore batsmen, with Ashish Nehra 4 overs, no maiden, 28 runs and 3 wickets, and went on to bag his 3rd man of the match in the Indian Premier League 2015. And Ashish Nehra, let me tell you, he's age 36 right now, but he's firing on all cylinders. Ravichandran Ashwin, what a picture of consistency and economy from Ravichandran Ashwin. Consistent economy, one could say. 4 overs, no maidens, 1 for 13. Mohit Sharma 1 for 22, also bowled well. Raina was costly, 1 for 36. Bravo 1 for 21. Negi bowled 1 over for 4, and Jadeja 1 over, no maiden, none for 13. As far as the Chennai Super Kings chase were concerned, well, they definitely the highest scorer was Michael Hussey, who played in his characteristic way, making 56 of 46 balls with 3 fours and 2 sixes. Dwayne Smith making 17 of 12 balls with 3 fours. Du Plessis making 21 of 22. Raina was dismissed for a blob. Dhoni was the one who cracked 26 of 29 balls with 1 4. A pretty sedate one where they have nothing to really worry about, even though The match went all the way down to the 20th over, almost with only one ball to spare. Chennai Super Kings won. There was a slight flutter because wickets were going at regular intervals, and when Dhoni left, the score was 139. So it was, in fact, it was a mere formality. And Negi also cracked a six on his when he was run out for 12 of 6 balls with 1-6. Bravo was bowled by Stark. So there was a bit of tension, but Jadeja and Ashwin were there to actually ride them through that situation in a very calm manner. And in the end, it was the Chennai Super Kings who were the victors by 3 wickets. Now Mitchell Stark, 4 overs, 1 for 27. Arvind 1 for 25. Patel 1 for 26. David Weiss 1 for 30, and Chahal 2 for 28. Has always been impressive in this Indian Premier League 2015 with his very, very flat bowling that he does. And Ashish Nehra, as I said, was the man of the match. But one thing that I would like to say is that I thought Royal Challengers bowlers really gave it a good fight by capturing 7 wickets, but probably if they could have probably 170 on the board, they could have probably stretched this Chennai Super Kings innings, and we would have had a real game on hand. But but in the final analysis, it was the Chennai Super Kings getting into the finals, and they will be clashing tomorrow with the Mumbai Indians in the finals of the Pepsi Indian Premier League 2015. Now from here I'll take you down to Pakistan. At Pakistan Zimbabwe, as I said, it was the first time that Pakistan was getting the taste of international cricket, as Zimbabwe became the first team to tour Pakistan. And that match, well, Zimbabwe were the ones who batted first, and they put on 172 for 6 on the board of 20 overs. As I said earlier, Hamilton Masakadza, an aggressive 43 of 27 deliveries, 7 fours and 1 6 at the top of the order. And then Chigumbra, the captain, was the one who really held the innings together and got the Zimbabwean innings to a total of 172 for 6, which was still a very good total under the circumstances. Chigumbra making 54 of 35 deliveries, 8 fours and 1 6. Williams making 16, Raza making 17, and Richmond Mutumbani, who was actually making his debut, was not out on 4. Let's have a look at the Pakistani bowling card. Anwar Ali, none for 18. Mohammad Sami on his comeback had 3 for 36. Bilawal Bhatti was very costly, 3 overs, none for 37. Riaz 2 for 38 of 4. Afridi bowled 3 overs, no made and none for 28. And Shoaib Malik bowled 3 overs, no made and 1 for 12. As far as Pakistan were concerned, that 172 score was really reduced to nothing by the openers, and especially it was Mukhtar Ahmed who was actually playing. In fact, he was the man of the match, and what a knock he played. I mean, Mukhtar Ahmed and Ahmed Shehzad. In fact, Mukhtar Ahmed was the aggressor. He was the one who was really scoring all the runs, and he was hitting some very good sixes. He was also stroking the ball. He was mostly, I would say, strong on the onside. Ahmed Shehzad was doing the pulling very well, and Mukhtar Ahmed and Ahmed Shehzad combined. As I said, the target of 173 was reduced to nothing by the Pakistani openers, especially Mukhtar Ahmed, who went on to crack 83 runs of 45 balls with 12 fours and 3 sixes to take the man of the match award. In fact, such was the ferocity of the attack by Mukhtar Ahmed and Ahmed Shehzad, especially Mukhtar Ahmed, as I said, who went on to slam 142 runs for the first wicket in 13.3 overs. So that was pretty good going, and that was the one which really set the platform for a Pakistan win. Ahmed Shehzad looking a bit more, I mean, even though if you look at his knock, he made 55 of 39 balls with 6 fours, 1 6, but mostly he was the most sedate partner when Mukhtar Ahmed was at the crease. Mohammad Hafiz was out for 12 of the bowling of Creamer. In fact, Creamer picked up 2 wickets on his comeback. As I said, it is Graham Creamer, the leg spinner from Zimbabwe, who actually shifted from cricket to golf and then finally came back to cricket. And what a comeback for him. He picked up 2 wickets. He picked up the wicket of Mukhtar Ahmed, picked up the wicket of Mohammad Hafiz for 12. Shoaib Malik, who came back into the Pakistan team, couldn't really deliver. He was out for 7 of 14 balls as he lost his stumps to the bowling of Tinyasha Paniangra. Umar Akmal, disappointed. The other day you saw Umar Akmal making a statement saying that he was very happy that cricket has come to Pakistan, but I am sorry to say Umar Akmal definitely disappointed the Pakistani crowd there by getting out to Vettori for 4, and that meant that it was left to Sarfraz Ahmed not out on 3. Shahid Afridi who slammed a 4 of the very first delivery that he faced. A bit of a sort of, I would say, Zimbabwe really fought back once Mukhtar Ahmed was out, but then it was not very easy, and Shahid Afridi, with the 4th ball of the 20th over, he slammed it for a boundary, and Pakistan, in their getting their first test of international cricket on their in Pakistan, actually won the match by 5 wickets. And then tomorrow we have the second T20 match, which is going to be played between Pakistan and Zimbabwe. Now, the bowling figures: Panyangra was costly, 2.3 overs, no more than 1 for 28. Vittori bowled 4 overs, 1 for 24. Pofu 3 overs, cost him 32. Williamson for 33 of his 4 with 1 wicket. Kramer was very impressive, 4 overs, no more than 2 for 28. The leg spinner Sikandar Raza, 2 overs, no more than none for 23. It's a 2-match T20 series. Mukhtar Ahmed man of the match, and Pakistan are leading the 2 matches 1-0. So tomorrow for Zimbabwe, it's a must-win match, and I'm sure Zimbabwe, a much improved unit now, would definitely put up a good fight tomorrow against Pakistan. Now let's get on to the recent matches. Well, yesterday when I actually left you, we were talking about New Zealand in the driver's seat. They were sitting pretty with Guptill and Latham making 70 and 59 respectively. But today it was Kane Williamson and Ross Taylor resuming the innings. Kane Williamson went on to record his 10th Test century. He made 132 with 15 fours. Taylor contributing 62 with 7 fours. And Brendan McCullum, well, he played in his manner that he normally does. I mean, it doesn't matter, it seems like, for Brendan McCullum, the New Zealand captain, whether it is Test matches or one day or T20, because we saw that Brendan McCullum played in the same brand of cricket that he normally plays in the one day internationals and T20s, and that was to attack the bowling. And well, he was actually charging the pace bowlers and hitting them well. He was a trifle, I would say, he was a bit lucky too to get some edges past the fielders when Stuart Broad was bowling. But other than that, Brendan McCullum kept on attacking. He was not really bothered about the situation. He kept on attacking, and playing an attacking innings of 42 of 38 balls with 6 fours and 1 6. And well, one good thing that happened was that Mark Wood, who was hunting for his maiden Test wicket, finally got his man. As what a wicket to get! I mean, his first wicket, he was thoroughly overjoyed when he got his maiden Test wicket, and that was of Brendan McCullum, who was really attacking as Root took a catch in the deep and he was gone. And then immediately afterward, that was the spell where Mark Wood was really hitting the straps, and he was really showing why he was included in this England team, as he picked up another wicket, and that was the wicket of Corey Anderson, caught behind for 9. But then New Zealand still had one more person who was ready to defy the English bowling. And besides, one thing that we saw here, that BJ Watling is a very compact player, and he showed that he's not the one. He definitely had his moments when a lot of edges. He was edging the ball, but he was also playing some very good authentic strokes. And finally, even though wickets were falling around him, with Mark Craig out, LBW bowled Moeen Ali for a knot, Tim Southee out for 11 with 2 fours, and James Anderson, who is actually 3 wickets shy of his 400 wicket mark, collected his 398th wicket as he picked up Tim Southee, and that was the only wicket that James Anderson got in the whole match. Matt Henry was out for 10. Now, as I said, Wood was the one who took 3 wickets. That was a brilliant spell. He picked up the wicket of Brendan McCullum, Corey Anderson, and then Matt Henry for 10. And Bolt was out to the bowling of Broad for naught. And New Zealand went on to register. In fact, they were 523 all out, thus giving them a lead of 134 runs. But one thought that one has to definitely give credit to the English bowlers with the new ball. They really bowled well. They bowled well in the right areas, and the rewards were there. The reward was there for the taking. As in fact, New Zealand from a very good position when McCullum left at 403 for 3. they were all out for 523. So that will really tell you that 120 runs and 8 wickets was, in fact, 7 wickets were gone, and that was a real collapse for the New Zealanders. But Watling stood amongst it and scored an unbeaten 61 with 11 fours. So New Zealand got 134 runs lead. Anderson, as I said, 1 for 88. Broad and Mark Wood were the ones who shared 3 wickets between them. 3 wickets for Moeen Ali, who also bowled well. And England, in their second leg, started off with Adam Lith starting pretty confidently as he stroked Trent Boult for 3 boundaries. But then Boult got a ball which nipped away from him, and Tim Southee in the slips took a neat catch, and Adam Lith was a real failure in this in his maiden test match on his test debut, as Adam Lith was dismissed for 12 with 3 boundaries. After that, Gary Ballance was kept pretty quiet by Trent Boult, and Tim Southee received what a delivery that was. For me, that was the delivery of the day at the Lord's Cricket Ground on the 3rd day. So this was a beautiful delivery. It was Tim Southee bowling to Gary Ballance. Gary Ballance was onto his crease, and it was a ball which actually one could call it a real leg cutter, as he actually hit the seam and nipped away, and Gary Ballance, all that he could see as he went back onto his crease was to see the sound of the timber there as his off bail came out. What a delivery! Pitched and nipped away, and Gary Ballance was a goner, bowled by Southee for naught. That made the score 25 for 2, a shaky 25 for 2. But then the 2 accomplished batsmen there, Alistair Cook, the captain of the team, was not out on 31 with 2 fours, and at the other end it was the stodgy Ian Bell, not out on 29 with 4 boundaries, as England saw towards the close at 74 for 2 on the 3rd day. So that essentially means that another 60 runs are still needed for England to actually get on to the lead. They are still trailing New Zealanders by 60 runs. Boult and Southee sharing the wickets there. Boult 9 overs, 2 maidens, 1 for 22. Tim Southee 9 overs, no maiden, 1 for 30. Henry 5 overs, none for 15. And Mark Craig's off-spin 3 overs, no maiden, none for 6. Now, before I leave this cricket show today, let's have a look and see. Let's have a look at the final match as to what is the situation as far as the final match is concerned. Now, as far as the final match is concerned, I'm just having a look at the final match tomorrow. As we know, the Pepsi Indian Premier League finals is going to be played, and that is going to be played between Mumbai Indians and Chennai Super Kings. And what a match that is going to be! What a final! It's a worthy final. I'm sure the crowds are going to be flocking at the ground, no doubt about it. It's going to be really a red-hot affair as Mumbai Indians and Chennai Super Kings clash in the finals of the Pepsi Indian Premier League 2015. That really wraps up my cricket show for today, and hope to see you all tomorrow with either a match summary, or probably it could be a match report on tomorrow's match, where I'll be talking about the finals of the Pepsi Indian Premier League 2015. And well, once again, it's Mumbai Indians versus the Chennai Super Kings tomorrow in the final. Thank you.